Welcome to a new Civ 5 playthrough. I am Necrassin, and as you can tell by the title, in this particular game, this is going to be all about making money. A lot of money. I'm talking about swimming in the septums, drowning in the drakes, rolling in the benjamins. Cash. Lots of cash. How much? I don't know. Let's say 1,000 gold per turn. Don't think it's possible? I don't, but I've had over 500. In fact, I think I had 700 once, briefly. But that's what's going to be our objective in this one. And there's a number of ways we're going to go about making that happen. We'll get into a lot of the details once we get in game, but let's go over some of the specifics right here. This is a default Pangea map. I'm not using the Hellblazers map this time. We're going to just use a default map here. I do like the Hellblazers Pangea, but sometimes you just got to let the game throw something together and see what happens. We're going to be playing as Arabia, and there's a reason why I chose Arabia. We'll get into that in a little bit. You're probably thinking, oh, it's because of the bazaar. That's part of it, but it's only part of it. Everybody else is random. We have no idea who we're going to get. Unlike some of my other games where I hand-pick the civs for a specific reason, this one's all going to be random. We are on Immortal difficulty, standard game pace, ancient era, temperate, normal rainfall. Sea levels is set to low, and what that does is it makes the land mass a little bit bigger. A little less water, a little more land. I think we're going to need a little bit of breathing room. That's kind of my thought process there. All victory types are enabled, but I have a specific victory type in mind and a backup just because, just in case. Quick combat, quick movement, and we've got runes and barbs enabled. So we'll get into all the details about how we're going to go about making piles of cash, why I chose Arabia, and what our strategy is going to be in order to be making piles and piles of money. But we'll talk about that more when we get in game. Let's get in there and see what we get. All right. Gee, would you look at this? Desert. What am I supposed to do with all that desert? Oh, wait a minute. How about build Petra? Now do you see why I chose Arabia? Well, that was one of the reasons. Yeah. Arabia, along with Morocco, have a desert start bias. And Petra is one of the things I wanted. So playing either of those two civs would get us a realistic, well, let's say a better than average chance, at least an opportunity anyway, to build Petra. Doesn't guarantee anything, of course, but it gives us the opportunity. I'm probably going to settle on this hill, but first, let's get a little more vision up this way. Always want to move your warrior first. Okay, there's not a whole hell of a lot up there, although these two hills are freshwater hills. If we're lucky, our iron's on this hill. I do have strategic balance set. Only problem moving on here is I'm moving away from this. So let's hope there's a decent growth tile back here. But settling on the hill is going to give us an extra hammer. It's going to free up this tile, which is a civil service tile. So we're going to do that. So the way I came out to picking Arabia, I narrowed it down to, I think it was 5 civs. England, Egypt, Morocco, Poland, and of course Arabia. So I decided not to play England. Well, the reason I was considering England is because England has a coastal start bias, and having a coastal start bias is going to give us, would give us an opportunity to build Colossus, and we want Colossus. Now, we may not be able to do that here if we're not near a coast anywhere. More salt. Okay, so far, salt is the only luxury we've found. unless there's something right in front of me and I'm missing, which is always a possibility. But this looks like it's the best place to settle. Oh, look at that. Dyes and wheat. Imagine that. Production focus always. And if you're not sure why, let's get on there. We need to grow. What happens when on the turn that your city grows, the new citizen is placed on a tile, and at the beginning of the turn when that new citizen is placed there, you'll get all the resource, faith, culture, science, gold, production, but not food. You'll get whatever resource is on that tile except for food. You'll get it on the next turn, of course, but that's why you do production focus. So if we were to grow right now, the new citizen is going to appear on one of these because it's the best production tiles. We want a scout first and foremost, but most of you probably already knew that. Anyway, just in case you weren't aware of that. So anyway, Colossus is one of those wonders that I really wanted, and the reason is, yeah, it's a little extra gold if somebody sending a trade route to you. But the reason I really wanted that is because of the free trade route, the extra trade route you get, which is also why I wanted to play Arabia or Morocco, because both of those civs have a desert start bias, which gives us an opportunity to build Petra. Now, this didn't come down to, well, is Petra better or Colossus better? They're both really good. Of course, Petra has, you get a ton of extra growth and potentially extra food and hammers, but it's an extra trade route slot, because when it comes to making money, there's really 2 or 3 ways of making money. You could sell luxuries, you can send out caravans, trade routes, you can sell strategic resources, horses, iron, oil, coal. That's really the main ways of making constant revenue. But another way of making a lot of revenue is with population. Really? 10 turns for pottery? Wow. Okay. Before you jump on a rune, it's always a good idea to see, this rune could be a population rune, it could be a tech rune. So before you jump on it, it's always a good idea to see where you're at with your growth. If I had 1 turn left to grow, it would be better if I knew it was safe, to wait a turn. And the reason is, well, it's going to be hard to show it here, but we're generating 4 food per turn because of population. Our population point is eating 1 food, so we have 2 excess. To progress to the next level, the next population, we need 15 food. What would happen if this were a pop rune? You would get the next population, but any food that you've accumulated, it's still going to be there, but the progress, the requirement for the next population increase is, I don't know if it doubles or it goes up a lot. So it's going to push back that about probably 5, 6, 7 turns. If you wait 1 turn and let your city grow naturally, all your excess food is going to be wiped out. However, you jump on that rune and get another population point immediately. So you'll save several turns by doing that, but that's not the case here. And you should also always check what your tech is. If you've got 1, 2 turns left on it, you might want to think about waiting. If I had 1 turn left on pottery and I jumped on that and it gives me pottery, well, I was going to get that in 1 turn anyway. It didn't really help me. Let's see, what do we want to do? I kind of want to see what's over this way. Unique luxury. We were just talking about a unique lux. That looks like tundra. Ah. What an absolute load of crap. All right, so I mentioned England because of the Colossus, and the Colossus has that extra trade route. But I haven't played England recently, but I used to play them a lot. So I kind of said, yeah, let me try something a little different. Then I considered Egypt. I consider Egypt mainly because we're going to need a few wonders. Well, I'd like to get a few wonders. There's a few I have my eye on. And, they have that bonus towards building wonders. And they also have the burial tomb. The burial tomb is a temple replacement with no upkeep. Great. That's money we're not going to be spending on that. I like that. And it also provides 2 happiness. And happiness is going to be important, and I'll talk about why in a little bit. And I considered Poland because Poland has the ducal stable. And the ducal stable, once you build that, you get 1 gold per pasture resource. That's every cow, sheep, horse. And I don't think they have to be improved either. I think you just, as long as it's within that city's radius, and you build a ducal stable, you'll get that money every turn. And realistically, that's probably going to be like 2 gold per city per turn. I definitely like the sound of that. But I kind of decided to go with Arabia. Part of it is because of the bazaar, and not so much for the money. Having extended trade route ranges is probably going to be helpful. But the other thing is they have a desert start bias, as does Morocco. And as you can see, we spawned right on the edge of the desert here. This is probably not going to make a good Petra city. I mean, we can get these 2 hills. But I may put another city. It's going to be off fresh water, but I may put another city right here on this hill. That'll pick up the marble, the salt, the stone, and there's not a whole hell of a lot of desert tiles other than that one. But, Petra is one reason. We have to have some desert tiles close by to get that. And that's going to give us that extra trade route. But also, desert folklore. We need a strong religion in this game. Let's keep processing turns. Stop listening to me jibber jabber about jibber jabber. Which way do I want you to go? There's a barb camp there. There's more salt, which is city here, and more salt there. Wow. Well, we definitely want to put and expand somewhere here to pick up all this salt. Are you going to shoot my boy? He'll come over and kick your ass, man. I'm telling you. Better watch out. Let's keep processing some turns here. We need to scout south. We've got... This river system starts here. So there's no telling how far this goes. It means... that means we may be able to get up a couple more good city spots. There's flatland over here, so I'm going to move him down this area. Now, another part of the strategy, I'm going to change subjects here. Another part of the strategy is, okay, this is a perfect example. Well, not really. We'll go ahead and grab that one. You've heard of the gold purchasing strategy, right? That's where, let's see. I haven't played this in a while. I got to remember where everything is. Okay, let's look at this. The gold purchasing strategy. I haven't actually done it myself, but I've seen it done. I've read about it. But that's where... Okay, you're not even going to show them to me? Well, anyway, there is an ideology tenet in autocracy that gives you a reduction on the purchase of units and buildings. And here in a commerce tree... Yeah, mercantilism. That's another discount on the purchases of items. And there's also the Wonder Big Ben, which I think is available in industrialization. I don't usually ever build Big Ben because I haven't done like I said, I haven't done the gold purchasing strategy. Yeah, Big Ben. Now, Big Ben also has a great engineer point. Or, I mean, a great merchant point. And that is, that's going to be part of our strategy. Let's process some more turns here. Uh-oh, somebody's already got a pantheon. Well, that's probably the Celts or Ethiopia. Goddess of Protection. Probably Ethiopia. They seem to really like that one. And I'm 5 turns out from pottery. Let's get another scout. Let's have you roll down this way and see what is to our south. All right, pottery's 5 turns. So if this is a tech rune, that'll be fine. Population's 3. Before we jump on it, though, let's uncover a little more terrain. Another river system. Very flat around here. 85 gold. Aw, you guys know me too well. So as I was saying, part of the strategy here is, in addition to making a lot of money, what we're going to try to do here, this is probably a really bad idea, but we're going to do it. We're going to try deliberately, purposefully, to generate as many great merchants as possible. The reason for that is we want to send them on trade missions. So when you send a great merchant, if you didn't know, you send them on a trade mission to a city-state. When you walk in their borders, you click conduct trade mission, you'll get a huge lump sum of cash and a ton of influence, like 50 points of influence. Not quite enough to make you allies, but really close. So you can keep the money, or you can just gift that money right back to that city-state, instant ally, and it costs you nothing. So that's what we're going to be trying to do here. We're going to be going out of our way to try and generate as many great merchants as possible. Now I know what you're thinking. Yeah, but if you do that, then it slows down the production of, it slows down your great scientists and great engineers to oblivion with both of them. We don't need no stinking scientists and engineers. There was a lot of salt around here. What, did you hear me complain? I don't think so. Alright, see, now he can get that rune this turn, but we're going to grow in 2 turns. We had 2 runes and no pop runes yet. So this is going to be a little bit risky. But I think I'm going to wait before jumping on that. So the other civs, the reason I didn't take Poland, even though Poland gets a free social policy every era, and the ducal stable has all that extra gold, and it sounds like it's right up my alley, I decided not to do that because stables are a little bit situational. You may have a lot, you may not have a lot. I mean, look around here. Do you see any stable resources? No. This is strategic balance, though, so we're going to have horses here somewhere. Not here, because that's where we spawned, but we will have some stable resources. Well, we should have some horses somewhere. There is a couple sheep. Anyway, I think it really came down to I wanted to spawn near the desert. That's why I was like, well, it's really going to come down to Arabia or Morocco with their desert start bias. And Petra is just one reason, because it gives you an extra trade route. That's one of the ways we're going to be making money. We're not going to send all our trade routes external, because I'm a big believer in internal trade routes. But we will be sending some, and as time goes on, probably more external. That's one way we're going to be generating money. The trade missions is another way of generating money. Arabia and Morocco both can spawn near desert. So what I'm hoping for here is to get desert folklore and to get up a religion. Because with a religion, we can make money through tithe. We can also make money through theocracy. Temples increase a city's gold output by 25%, and holy sites provide +3 gold. Well, that's exactly what I'm looking for here. That's what we want, right? More gold. So we can potentially get gold from tithe, we can get gold from this policy right here, and on top of that, if we're lucky, we can get some founder and follower beliefs that give us happiness. And we're going to need happiness because we want big, 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 tall cities. Why do we want big, tall cities? Because that's how city gold is generated. It's based on the city's population. I think it's 1.1 gold per citizen. So, and then things like markets, banks, stock exchanges are modifiers of your city's base gold. So, bigger cities, more gold. Bigger cities, happiness issues. Get up a strong religion, then we can resolve some of those happiness issues. And getting desert folklore can be a ton of extra faith that, we don't have to do much for. We've got desert tiles here, here, and here. Good growth tiles here as well. That's, potentially, 6 faith per turn if we get desert folklore. Of course, there's no guarantee. Oh, you're in the game.
Continuad.
Well, I'm trying to continue, but I wanted to sell you an embassy, but I can't do that right now. You have 2 gold, and I want it. Well, get the tech and come back to me, because I want your money. Nuts. She's picked up every ruin down here. Leave it to me to find a barb camp. Okay, this is risky, but we're gonna circle this thing and wait a turn, because I'm hoping for a pop rune. More salt. Can we have something besides salt? Well, right now we have 3 luxes in this area: the salt, the marble, the dyes. So I'd really like to find another lux or 2. I must have 4 cities. I prefer 5. Actually, I prefer even 6. I tell you, in one game, I had 8. As tradition. Yeah, check it out. On my channel, the City State Wars edition, I had an 8-city tradition empire. That was a fun game. I handpicked all the AI civs in that game. And I got all the civs in that game that had bonuses to obtaining city-state alliances, or... Hang on a second. I'm tempted to buy this wheat. Well, no. Why wouldn't I buy this one? This one makes money. When are we going to grow? 7 turns and you want to grow into the wheat? Stupid ass governor. Idiot. Alright. We need to find a city-state. I need to steal a worker. Let's just bypass this thing. Okay, now we can jump on this. Give me that pop rune. Alright, I'll take culture. Really wanted a pop rune, though. But hey, culture's fine. We should have enough for our first social policy. Let's go ahead and grab it. Open tradition. Get us a little more culture. Yeah, we're going to probably put a few into piety and, of course, commerce. Hopefully all of them. I like this one right here. +2 happiness from each luxury resource. What I'm wondering about with this one right here, is it each luxury or each unique luxury? That's what I'm curious about. And we want happiness, right? Because we're going to have big cities, because big cities generate a lot of money. And there's also city connection gold, which is separate from city gold. It's based on your city gold, but it's based on the city gold of usually your capital and the connected city. So the bigger those are, the bigger the city gold connection. The city connection gold, I should say. Whatever. You know what I'm trying to say, I hope. I don't know. Okay, I think I'm going to have that guy circle around. We need to get started on a worker. Well, that is a dead end. That's about as dead end as they come, isn't it? Very defensive position. Too bad there's no production here. Except that tile and that one. Still. Flatland would be kind of sucky, but still possibly could do something here. Grab that salt. Alright, next scout's coming out. Pottery's going to be getting done. We'll have to get started on a shrine.
shall the clay say to him?
All right, we want, let's go right into animal husbandry, see if we have some horses. We need to get some more hammers. We're going to need mining so we can get that online for the happiness. And calendar to get the dyes online. We get mining, we can chop that. That'll help the borders grow. Ha! The skank missed one. I shouldn't call her a skank. She's been perfectly nice so far. Skank. Sorry, it's just a habit. I had a shitty game with Carthage once. Really shitty. I had a war that lasted like 1,000 years. She was throwing everything at me, including the kitchen sink, I'm pretty sure. Okay, we've grown to here. Nice. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get that hammer. Well, I wish I could meet some city-states. I could use the money, you know. I'd kind of like to buy a worker. There's probably a couple up here along the coast. Let's jump up here for some better visibility. I don't have a worker to protect yet, so I'm going to scout a little bit more with him. Where are we at? 6 turns there, 9 turns there. Once there. And it's a pop rune. It's not when I wanted, but I'll take it. And, not there. Get on there. Alright, we're going to grow it. Well, we're only going to be 13 turns till we grow again. Well, that's alright. We'll get our temple done in 5, then maybe we can crank out a worker. I still want to steal one from somewhere. Alright, so part of the strategy, I was talking about sending great merchants on trade missions. So the way to generate great merchants is obviously you work your specialist slots. You market, bank, stock exchange. But there's certain wonders that generate great merchant points. And I had them on a list and I don't have it with me, so I'm going to try and go from memory here. Good luck with that, right? Well, I already talked about Colossus. The Great Lighthouse as well is a great merchant point. There's another one. Yeah, you know what? I can't remember them all. I'm pretty sure Petra is a great engineer point. Well, there is Machu Picchu. And that one's one of my favorites anyway. We definitely want that one because that one modifies or increases your city connection gold by 25%. And it actually does. I've tested it. And with that one's a little bit situational because you have to have a mountain within 2 tiles of your city and within your cultural borders. We got really lucky right here. It also means we can build an observatory. But Machu Picchu is one we definitely want. Forbidden Palace is one that we want. If possible, maybe Oracle or Parthenon for the extra culture because, you know, I talked about a lot of cultural policies here. That's not going to be easy to get all the social policies that I want. Let's see. Let's have you... I don't know where she went. We've got quite a mountainous wall down here. That's still no city-states. Well, the runes have been pretty good, actually. The first one sucked, but we got gold, culture, and population, so can't complain too much. Very flat over here, and no unique luxury. But there is this wall of a mountain range right here, so we've got some protection from that. Kind of. So we could do a flatland settle here and not really worry about it. Maybe something right here. We've got a hill right there. It could pick up this hill and that hill and the salt. And some good civil service tiles in here. Probably chop that one, chop that. Well, it's not great. There's no unique luxury. But that's a maybe. Let's see, what do we have down here? More salt. No unique luxury. That sucks. Very, very flat. This looks like a hill. It is. Actually, right here, well, it's flat land, but this wouldn't be bad. I don't know. I'd be kind of tempted to put a city here. Mostly because if we got attacked from the south, they may come this way and they'll have to cross 2 rivers. And, you know, we can just create a killing field in here. I've used this before against, I think it was Denmark was attacking me. And I had a jungle tile next to the city. It's like my city was in a spot like this, and I had jungle tiles here and here, and I left them deliberately. And I put a road in this one. So all I did was I stuck a spearman out here. I fortified him. And if he got beat up, I pulled him back and moved another one and fortified him the same turn. And I just had like 2 or 3 archers up here just chopping up whatever was trying to one-turn its way through the jungle. It was hilarious. Great.
Alexandru seimi.
I had a feeling your funky ass was in here. Oh, you've got a septum for me. Thank you.
Malista.
I like him already. My pal Al. Sometimes he's a good neighbor. Most of the time, not. Alright, well there is... Man, that's so far away, but that is a unique luxury. We don't have much... Well, there's wine down here, but man, that's so far from the cap. I want blocker cities around the capital. That's how I like to play the game, blocker city. So we've got a protection from this mountain range here. Where did he come from? He must have come from over here. Where did he come? Oh, maybe he came down this way. But sorry, so we're going to need a blocker city somewhere over here. I'm still liking this place despite it not being on fresh water. Which means we're going to need at least 2 blocker cities over here. And maybe 1 down here. So I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more cities. Yep. 6 city tradition empire with 4 luxuries. Yeah, that's a thing. Where... there's one finally. Kuala Lumpur, there's another 30 gold. Nice. And their culture. Great. Do you have a worker I could borrow? There's more incense. They have potentially have gems. There's a river system here. That's a long way out. There's marble there. We got marble up here. Okay, 2 turns for the shrine and 10 turns till we grow. You know what I forgot to do before I started this is I wanted to look up the calculation for city gold, city connection gold to see exactly how they calculate that. But I know it's based on the size of the 2 connected cities, and you know, usually everything's connected to the capital, so you know, the capital and whatever expand. Now, if it's based on the size of those 2 cities or the amount of gold those 2 cities are producing, obviously more population, more gold, more city gold, city connection gold, because city connection gold is not the same as city gold. Because I think the gold that the city is generating, it's like I said, I think it's 1.1 times the population. Now, if you get a market, let's see if it shows it in here, which in our case is a bazaar. That's 2 gold per turn, additional, so and 25% gold modifier. So if you're making 8 gold per turn, you build a market, It adds 2 to that, so you're at 10 gold per turn, and then it modifies that 10 by 25%, so now you're at 12.5 gold. You go from 8 to 12.5 just by building a market. And the bazaar is great because you get 2 copies of every luxury in that city. So we can trade one away. If we only have one luxury, we can trade it away and not lose happiness, which is going to help us continue to grow. And they get double oil, which is going to be great because I got a feeling I'm going to be building a lot of bombers. We like bombers though, right? All right, what are we going to do here? Do we want that right now? Or do I want to go... This doesn't really help much right now. I mean, we can put a military unit in the city, and I'm not going to be doing that right away because I only have the one. But legalism is more culture. I do plan to build some wonders, but probably not right now. I'd love to get Temple of Artemis. But that one I think has a great engineer point. That kind of goes against what I'm trying to do. So I'd like to build something that has a great merchant point attached to it. And I don't have my list, so I can't remember which one it is. How sad is that, man? I got this great strategy for making a lot of money and I forgot my list. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, Mr. Warrior, I want you to go take a look around over here. And we've got 2 more on this side. You come this way. Oh, there's Greece. Okay, we definitely need a blocker city because this guy can be a dick. Oh yeah, big time. So we definitely need a blocker city. There's a lot of hills right here. So I'm thinking of something right here. Even though there's no unique luxury, that's going to hurt. But if he decides to attack, he's going to have to go through hills and over rivers and through the woods to get to... Yeah, you know what I mean. Never mind. Let's see. Which way do I want you to go? You're over there. Let's go this way. Besides, that's the first city-state I've seen. And I really need a worker, but right now they only have the 1 tile. They may not build a worker until their borders grow out to those gems.
Thou shalt not muzzle the ox.
Alright. Do we have horses? Right here. Okay, good. Any horses up here? Over here. Okay, good. We can get those. That also means we can build a circus. Well, that makes me feel a little bit better, you know, for the whole happiness thing. Alright, shrine is done. Let's get a worker. Since the city-state, the only city-state I found, hasn't given me one yet. We're going to move on. Actually, I should probably move you up there and just park your ass right there. And I may even be able to multi-steal from... Well, this one's going to be kind of rough. Yeah, the only tile they're going to improve is this one. And I think if I'm out here, they can still see me from atop that hill. So I don't know if we'll be able to multi-steal from that one or not. Spain's protecting them, so she'll get all uppity. Well, I was hoping to get alliances for votes with all the city-states. This just got a whole lot harder with Greece. So we're going to have to make even more money to try and outspend their ability. Well, that really kind of sucks. You suck, Al. I just want to clear this fog right here. Stay in front of Spain so I can get first shot at any ruins. Wow, this is still tough. There's incense over here, but man, any city up there, geez, there's a lot of it. I mean, you could get a decent city right in the middle of this, but it's right near Greece, and he wouldn't like that too much. And I'm not sure if I want a city quite that far away. You know, I'm looking at somewhere in this area, but there's no luxuries. So hopefully our bazaar can help us out with that, because we're looking right now potentially we got salt, marble, dyes. Is that it? I thought there was something else. Oh man, desolation. Absolute desolation. Desolation on the luxury front. Well, there's wine right here. So we may have to put a city down. I don't want to put a city down just because there's a unique luxury.
Mae fi yw buddig, brenhines y Celtiaid. Peidiad neb am tambrisioi.
I knew you were in the game because you got that early Pantheon. Oh, hey, wait a minute. Do you have any money? No. All right, never mind. There's a lot of incense up there. There's another city-state. Well, we're making 3 gold per turn right now. That's not bad for this stage of the game. I may have to slap a city out here soon, just as a blocker for Greece. But I don't know if he would actually drop a city out here. There's nothing here. There's no luxury. There's no reason they would want to put a city here. But I'm at 3 happiness already, so I got to get these 2 online. And win another Pantheon. God King, huh? Alright, I'm going to send you north. And let's see if that city-state up there has anything. Well, there you are. Okay. $30 gold, Vilnius, Mercantile. Well, they have some usable tiles. Alright, so now I definitely need a blocker city out here. At least one. I want to see what's in here, because I definitely got to put a blocker city somewhere in here. There's another city-state. Rid of the horses. Okay, that's good. We're going to be building some settlers shortly. I need to bring the warrior back. Like right now. Well, not... Yeah, got workers coming out in 5. There is a barb camp here after all. Ah, look at that, man.
The meek shall inherit the earth.
See, now if I put a city right here, he's probably going to complain. No contested borders, embassy in our capital. Well, we're going to have contested borders. Yeah, he put it here because of the marble. I don't know. I really want a blocker city here, but there's no reason to put one here, and it's going to piss off Greece. I don't want to do that. Usually I just have an attitude like, screw him. Get pissed off. What are you going to do about it? He'll kick my ass. You know, I played a game once, and I called it the Battle Royale Edition. The playlist is on the channel if you want to look at it. And I handpicked all the AI in that game, and it was the Huns, Zulu, Mongolia, Rome, Aztecs and Assyria and Ottomans. Right? Dumpster fire, right? It's like all the worst militaristic civs in the game and threw them all together in there. I played as Greece. That was a fun game. It was not as difficult as I thought it was going to be. But I was kind of somewhat isolated in the southwest corner, so I was able to do a lot of SimCity. Anyway, the point being that I felt pretty secure just from the fact that I had Hoplites and Companion Cav, because those are two really good units. Alright, we've got a worker coming out in 4 turns. Get your funky ass back there. 15 gold, mercantile. They're hostile, not that it really matters. Oh, barb camp right there. Alright, we've had a pop rune fairly recently. What's our faith doing? We're up to 13. How much do we need now? There's been 2 pantheons already, so we need 20. Alright, let's see, do we want bronze working? No, we need calendar to improve that. And when he's done, I think we're going to grow into, that's perfect. We're going to be pop 4. So when he comes out, we're going to start building settlers. We'll chop this. First settler probably should go here, but this might be more of a backspill. Backspill? What the absolute fuck? Backfill. We've got to get a blocker city out here. And she may be looking at this salt. Now, we don't need salt, but we still need a blocker city. I want to see if there's any luxury hidden in here as well. We could put something down this way, but we have to dispatch that. Oh, we don't have to. We can plant the city next to it. I really like to put it on the hill, but the only hill is that. And I think here. And I want to be on the north side of the river. Because anything attacking is going to have to attack across the river, and it's an extra defensive feature. There are horses, cattle, salt. Probably have to lumber camp there. Could mine that one. Yeah, we might have to go with that. Alright. Let's keep going. Don't get stupid, Al. He'll get stupid. Okay, counters in 10. We're going to grow in 1 turn, so I'm going to wait. It's a little risky because, you know... Well, we've already had a pop rune recently, so let's go here. There's a... Okay, another city-state. I guess we were due for one of those, eh? Alright, next. Let's see. Alright, so the way I usually work, I get up to pop 3 or pop 4. Hopefully I have a worker or 2. And then I start building settlers. And what I do is I bang them out one after another. Usually 3. And then I wait till after National College if I want to add more cities. Sometimes I'll throw out 4 cities, 4 settlers. But that usually, you may not think it, but it does really kind of slow you down getting to National College. So I might just do 3 now with the idea of hopefully adding 1 or 2 more after National College. And I'm thinking 1 down here, probably right here. Could put it here, but I don't really see any huge advantage to that. A blocker city out here. Man, they're all going to be flatland. I hate flatland cities. And definitely something right here, because there was a ton of resources here it can pick up. Plus all the desert tiles, if I get desert faith. And no guarantee on that. But man, 1, 2, 3. I mean, that may be enough, but I'd really like to have 1 or 2 other cities. And right now, I don't know where I'd put them. I mean, I guess I could put something up here. I don't know how Al's going to feel about that. Let's keep going. I don't want to cheese him off, though. I like to have good relations with him. Alright, what is over there? Nothing. Alright, we've grown. Great. We've got a little bit of money here. I could buy a hill for the hammers for when we start to build settlers. That's an option. Border's going to grow in 5. I could keep that. I could buy this one. That would help. Let's just wait one more turn. We'll find out. What are we looking at here for a settler? 11 turns. Alright, let's see if we can improve on that, because our production right now is 10. That's not much. Do I want to buy that? Or do I want to buy... Oh, the hill is 90 gold. There's 2 hammers, though. Now, this... Well... let's buy that one. Okay. 10 hammers. 11, that's 10 turns. Man, that's... I don't know, I could buy this, but that's not going to help. I don't think. Alright. First things first. Get down here and chop. Kabul. Look at that. 30 gold. Nobody's met them yet. And they're another culture city-state. Well, this is good. Because what I see right now, even if the AI doesn't like me, I see 1, 2, 3 city-states I can trade with. And there's Byzantium. They always seem to end up in my games.
Ω, μονοπίον θαύμα. Ποιον όνομα επιμισέ ο καλός ξένος? Είμαι Θεοδόρα, η φίλη του Βυζαντίου.
Yeah, whatever. Get the technology so you can give me some of that money. Alright. I think this is where we're going to end episode 1. Settlers coming out 9 turns. We'll chop some of this stuff. We'll get the horses online. We'll get the salt online. We'll get some more hammers. And the next 2 should be a little bit quicker. Actually, we'll chop this for us too. This is on a hill. There's no reason to keep it. And Scout's going to keep scouting. We've met 4 of them now. So if we meet the other 3, if we're the first one into... How does that work? The first one into... I think it's a Renaissance. And who's met everyone will get an extra vote at the World Congress. Something like that. I don't know. Anyway, man, this is gonna be tough with so few luxuries. We may have to put another city down here. Oh well. Anyhow, well, hopefully I described everything and I kind of clarified why I chose Arabia, desert start bias, building Petra, getting that extra trade route because the extra trade route is going to be extra money, getting desert desert folklore, getting a strong religion, getting happiness tenants, making more gold from that, building big tall cities, and generating a lot of great merchants. And I mean that. And I have no idea if this is going to work. It may not. It may be a terrible idea. I tried this thing once with England. This is probably a year ago. I only went up to a little bit past industrial era, I think. And during that time, I think I only generated 2 or 3 great merchants. But I don't know if I was as aggressive as I should have been with the great person points. So, but that's what we're going to try here. So I have no idea if it's going to work or not, but we're going to find out. So anyway, that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching. Take it easy, and I will see you in part 2.